Welcome to Energize and Revitalize with Dr. Amy. I'm Dr. Amy Coopersmith, a doctorate prepared nurse practitioner, and this show is about empowering you to live a radiant, healthy, and balanced life. Well, today I have a very special guest, my husband, Jerry Coopersmith.
Hello.
So Jerry and I have been married for 27 years, and we've had a few adventures together, which he loves. But our latest plans are to day hike the Appalachian Trail. And Jerry has very graciously agreed to do this with me.
I was forced.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about our preparation for the trail, why we're doing it, and the very important aspect of life of goal setting. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I decided a while ago that I wanted to day hike the Appalachian Trail. Now, I'm not going to do it in the traditional way.
No.
So, and we'll talk about what day hiking means and why that's special. So, Jerry, when I told you that we were going to start our adventure on the Appalachian Trail, what went through your mind?
I don't want to.
But you volunteered.
Yes, though, as much as a husband volunteers, that I volunteered. But there are some concerns about.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So right now you're feeling tentative about it. Not so sure that this is a good idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
No, it's a great idea. So why the Appalachian Trail? For me, as a woman in my 50s, I've realized how powerful it is to set big and meaningful goals. And for me, day hiking the Appalachian Trail has become one of those goals. So it's kind of a metaphor for life at this stage. So it's not about racing to the finish line. It's about consistency and preparation and enjoying the journey one step at a time. So setting a goal like hiking 7 or 8 miles a day.
What?
7 or 8, yes. Or simply making it to the next trailhead. It gives me a sense of direction and purpose, and that's very important. It's having goals just reminds us that it's never too late to have adventures and build strength and kind of prove to ourselves that we're capable.
As a man in my 60s, I'd like to say I've accomplished everything I want to accomplish, and I'm done.
Yeah, so, we like to joke a lot. But would you say, being married to a woman in her 50s, does that have its challenges?
No, you're a lovely woman. No, you know what? At every stage that we've been married
Yes.
for, there's been challenges,
right?
And there's been good parts too, and having children, having young adult children,
So much fun.
all of those things. So this is not new to us because
Right.
we started out in the Army.
That's right.
So we started on an adventure.
Yes.
And exercise has always been a part of your life, and trying to avoid exercise has been part of my life. So I haven't been always successful.
But you knew this before we got married.
That's true.
That this was going to be your life if you chose to go down that path with me. So a couple of years ago, we discovered the Appalachian Trail. We had a cabin in Georgia, and it was right near the trail. We found this place called Amicalola Falls, which is a beautiful waterfall.
It's very nice.
You end up hiking up about 600 stairs to get to the top of it. So it's really challenging. It's physically demanding. But when you get up there, it's absolutely beautiful.
The waterfalls are worth it.
Yes. So Amicalola Falls is the tallest cascading waterfall in Georgia.
I did not know that.
Yes, that is true. And it drops 720 feet, 729 actually. So as we visited the Amicalola Falls Center, we saw all this stuff about the Appalachian Trail and the plaques, and we're like, wow, that's right here. That's famous. That's kind of a big deal. Yeah. So, and that's what made me think, maybe we should kind of check out the famous Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, we should. That's what we're doing.
And we did.
We did.
Yes. So I started to research the trail. That made me, have an interest in it. So the Appalachian Trail, often referred to as the AT, is the longest hiking-only footpath in the world. It stretches over 2,190 miles. It starts at Springer Mountain in Georgia and goes all the way to Mount Catahan in Maine. So it was built in the 1920s and 30s by volunteers. It was
A lot of history.
a lot of history. It was officially completed in 1937, and it's run or maintained by volunteers.
Are they watching every mile of that
They're
trail?
not. No, they're not.
I hope they are.
No. But that's okay because we're doing our research and we're planning and preparing. Yep. So
Do you ever tell them about land nav in the military
yeah,
as lieutenants?
Yeah. So one of our plans is what to do if we get lost, and we'll get to that as part of our potential pitfalls. But neither of us are very good with directions typically.
Terrible.
So anticipating that getting lost, we might. So what are we going to do?
What are we going to do, Amy?
So today we pulled out our old compass because in the military we did learn how to use a compass and how to read a map.
No, they taught us how to use a compass.
Yeah.
Did we learn? I don't
At
think
one
so.
time I could do it, but I need a refresher. So honestly, we brought out the compass today and we have to do some more homework for that. But that's one thing. And having a map, knowing your route is really important.
That's important.
Yeah. And hoping your phone has signal.
Right.
Which you can't count on.
You
In
can't.
the woods. No.
And a way to start fire, because fire is what separated man from beast.
Right. But we can
So I am going to get like different things. I'm going to go to the camping store.
just get a lighter.
Well, I could just rub two things together
All right.
and start a spark, and then
Yeah.
supply oxygen and kind of a rudimentary
You can.
type thing.
You can do that, or we can just bring a lighter. But we're not going to need fire anyway. We won't need that. So to start planning, I read books. Right? There are lots of books about the Appalachian Trail written by hikers, and a lot of them have hiked the whole trail. They've done through hiking where they camp out. It takes them months to do it. It's really physically and mentally demanding. So I read about that, and because, as we mentioned, we were in the military for the first 11 years of my adult life, I didn't want to camp out voluntarily.
Right.
I said, I want to.
Right. When did this change?
I
Like
don't.
at what point? What point? Oh, you still don't?
I don't want to camp out.
Then maybe we shouldn't do this at all.
Well, no, because we're not going to camp. We're going to day hike.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. So what is day hiking?
What is that?
Yes. When you day hike, you hike for the day, and then you come back to a hotel or an Airbnb every night. So you have a shower.
That sounds
You
good.
have maybe a kitchen if you're in an Airbnb.
Yeah.
And then you go out again. So you only need a small amount of food and water for the day, plus a little extra in case you get lost.
Well, how does that work? So
Yeah.
so wait. So you're
Yeah.
hiking. You
Yeah.
hike. I heard 6 miles, but now it just upped on this show to 7 or 8 miles. Okay, put that aside
Yeah.
for a later argument. But you said
Yeah.
we're going to go 6 miles.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do once we're at 6 miles?
So there are 3 ways to day hike the trail. One, we've already explored the trail a little bit,
Yes.
where we found a trailhead. We hiked out 3 miles, turned around, and came back.
On somebody who got terribly hurt. He fell down and
No,
remember,
he
it
was
was
fine.
horrible.
So we got a little taste of it, and we're like, oh, this is cool. But if you hiked the entire trail that way, that would take forever because you'd ultimately go twice the distance. So you don't want to do that. So another way to day hike the trail is you drive to wherever you want to end. You drive there, leave your car there. Then you have another car and you drive to where you want to start.
So we're going to have 2 cars?
Well, we're not going to do it this way, but we could, right? I'll get to the third way in a minute.
Okay.
So
I'm
then you would
confused.
hike from the start point to the end point, grab your car, go get your first car. That would be a pain, right?
Right.
So some people will do what's called hiring a shuttle service.
Oh.
So these shuttles are actually, that's what they do. They take people on and off the trail at designated points. So you need one car. You leave it where you're going to finish for the day. The shuttle driver takes you to your beginning. Then
Your
you just
beginning.
walk to your car and you drive home. You're done. So you just have to make sure you are going in the right direction when you start. Because I will say that on one of our like out and back runs, I thought we were going south, but we were going north, and it worked out okay because it was an out and back. But if that had been, what I had planned, then that would have been a really long day.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, but that's why we have a compass, and we're going to make sure we're headed in the right direction every time we go.
I really, really wish I paid attention when I was in the Army.
Well, it'll be a crash course. Yeah. So I mentioned trailheads. So trailheads are basically places you can get on and off the trail. They all have different names. So basically you enter at that point, you finish at that point. And because we know the names, sometimes they are associated with a road crossing or a campground or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a map and we're going to plan those out.
Okay.
Okay. So how did I plan the route?
How did you plan the route?
Well, I used ChatGPT.
Oh,
I
goodness.
did. So I told ChatGPT I want to day hike the trail.
That thing makes mistakes.
Well, it did. I had to tell it 3 different times what I wanted.
How did you know it got it right on the third time?
Well, because first it said, oh, you're going to hike 15 miles a day. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. So I said, okay. So I had to get very specific about how far I wanted to hike.
Right.
And I had to let it know, oh, by day hiking, I mean, I want to stay in the same place the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then it got it right.
Okay.
So then what we're going to do next is
Yeah.
take its recommendation and look at the map, right? And map it all out. And does this make sense?
So you're double checking.
Double checking.
So if you fail to plan, then
Right.
you plan to fail.
Right. So we definitely have a plan.
Okay. A good plan.
We'll see.
Okay.
So
but we're planning. The whole point is before you ever
Yes.
set out,
Oh,
think
yes.
about things like safety,
Oh, yes.
how you're going to make fire,
Right.
creating the wheel,
Yes.
even a rudimentary lathe of some type.
Anyway, so there is a third way to double check this. When we talk to the shuttle drivers, they're very familiar with the trailheads. So
Yes.
we will say we want to be dropped off at this point and brought to this point. And if it's something stupid, they'll.
At that point,
They'll
though,
tell
you're
us.
already there driving you. What are they going to
Well,
say?
they're not
you're
going to drop
wrong?
us off if
Go home?
if it's not a smart place to end. They're not going to drop us off there.
You sure about that?
Yeah, that's why we're going to have our plan 1 and 2. But
Okay.
that's my triple check.
All right.
Okay. So ideally, I want to do 2 weeks at a time when we do this. We're going to go really easy. We're going to hike for 2 days, take a day off, hike for 2 days, take a day off. We're going to explore the local towns, the
Okay, because
food,
that
the
equals
culture.
in my 3 days, or if we're going to hike, rest.
Yeah.
That's 4 days.
Hike 2 days in a row, rest a day.
Hike 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
And then rest a day.
Yeah.
And that's going to go on for 2 weeks, is it?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Not this time.
No, not
So
this
we're going
time.
to do a trial run.
Right.
So we have a week planned where we're just going to hike 4 days total, just a little try it out. That way we can work out the kinks, because things are going to go wrong. I mean, we're not going to get it right the first time. So that way we can just, give it
Are
a
helicopters and emergency vehicles able to get to these areas?
sure.
Should you think?
Mm.
Okay.
All right. So now we have our plan.
Yes.
We had to get our gear.
Yes.
So we went, the first thing, I think the most important thing is your shoes, your footwear,
Absolutely.
right? So we went to REI, and the
Mhm.
closest one we have is up in Jacksonville, but REI is a great store for
Yeah.
anything outdoors. They have all kinds of cool stuff in there.
Yeah, he put up with me.
So their
He
staff
did a
is
great job.
yeah,
very
very
knowledgeable.
well versed in all of these things. So we found the guy, we said, okay, this is the kind of hiking we plan on doing.
Right.
And he talked to us a little bit, and then he made some recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, he fit me with like a trail running shoe,
Right.
which is great because sometimes I do like to run. On this trip, I'm not. I'm just walking. And then for you, you had some concerns about ankle stability. So
Right.
he fit you with a really nice boot.
He did.
Yep, wearing them now. It's
Wearing
great.
them. Yep.
So we've been wearing our shoes on walks and trial runs just to kind of break them in. If there are any issues, we want to know now
Absolutely.
than when we're out there. The great thing about REI is, let's say you didn't get the right shoe. If it's not good for you, they will take it back and fit you with something different.
Are
Which
they
is
paying you?
they're not paying me.
Are you on a?
Ooh.
Are you, oh,
Maybe-
wait.
ooh.
There you go.
Not yet. No. So no, I really had a good experience.
We love REI.
But I've read a lot of books, and a lot of the thru hikers end up with the wrong shoes, and it's excruciating for them. And one thing we didn't know, if we didn't have an experienced salesperson, you have to buy a shoe that's above what you would normally buy, a size above, because your feet are going to swell, especially you're hiking,
Right.
all those hours. So you do need something with a little room to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you did a good job. I like these.
Yes. All right. We're going to pause for a break from our sponsor. You're listening to Energize and Revitalize with Dr. Amy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Energize and Revitalize with Dr. Amy. I'm Dr. Amy Coopersmith, and my guest today is Jerry Coopersmith. That's right. My husband today is joining me.
Hello.
Before the break, we were talking about preparing to day hike the Appalachian Trail. We talked about the importance of goal setting and living with women in their 50s and their crazy goals. As we broke, we were talking about gear, and we talked about footwear and how important that is. There's some more gear we had to procure, and one is the backpack. So you have to have a pack to carry all your stuff. I really like to have a backpack with sections in it so I can find what I'm looking for. You want to make sure that it fits comfortably on your shoulders. It doesn't rub against your waist and cause chafing. For us, we're not going to be hiking for that long, and we don't have to carry that much stuff. So our packs will be relatively light. For people that are through hiking and camping, that's a lot of stuff you have to carry. So I think it becomes more important for them
To plan.
And I definitely recommend trying them out. But we're trying ours out too.
Right.
Just because you don't want to get out there and just be uncomfortable.
You know, I just want to say, when we're talking about equipment,
Yes.
remember when you tried to kill me in the Andes in the Rainbow Mountain? We went to Rainbow Mountain. And on Rainbow Mountain,
Yes.
they gave me these 2 poles.
Yes.
And they were very helpful, actually,
Yes.
especially if you're going downhill.
Right.
So those.
So a lot of people will choose to bring like really lightweight and collapsible trekking poles.
Yeah.
And for the route we have planned, I'm not sure that we'll need them, but we can certainly, look, if you want to carry it, you can bring it.
Uh,
Absolutely. And what he was referring to, we went to Peru last summer and went to Rainbow Mountain, which was the most beautiful hike I have ever been on. If you haven't been there, it should be on your bucket list because it's awesome. I know you've been there.
if you have any breathing problems, be careful.
So the challenge for that particular hike
Take a mule.
was on a high elevation. So even in the parking lot going up to the start point, we were all out of breath. And we had a guide and he said, no, that's normal. But the most challenging part of that hike was you were very out of breath. You'd walk a short distance and it'd be like, whew. And while you didn't die, I did look back at one point and say, oh, I hope I
She
didn't.
thought she had killed me.
Yeah,
But here's the thing
yeah.
that kept me going. There were ladies who were like, I don't know, 70 and like carrying like snack bars on their back. When we got up
Yes.
to the very top of Rainbow Mountain, there was a lady selling Snickers bars.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Best Snickers bar I've ever eaten.
right,
was the
right.
top of
And
that
so,
mountain.
so, you know, you do acclimate eventually, you know, if
Well,
you don't
these were
die
natives.
first.
So these were was it the Incans?
Yeah.
I believe they were native Incans, and that's what they do, and they trek up and down that mountain all day long. They
All
were
day long, and it doesn't
amazing.
bother them at all.
Yeah.
But very beautiful. If you get a chance, it was really, really, really
Worth it,
pretty.
right?
If you don't die, but
Yeah,
but
don't
it's very nice.
So after that, I think anything we hike is going to be really easy. I mean, because that was a real challenge,
This will be a challenge.
even for me. Okay, so clothing can be an issue, especially when you're hiking for longer distances. So what are you planning on wearing when we go hiking?
I will be wearing a black shirt with jeans.
Yeah. Not gray, light gray maybe because
I don't know. It could be.
When
I'll
you-
probably wear this very shirt I'm wearing today
so
for this show.
when you're in the sun, and we're going in September in Georgia, so it probably won't be too hot, but darker colors will attract the sun. So you want to think about that. It's a good idea to have moisture wicking clothing that way, because when you sweat and then the temperature could drop all of a sudden and then you'll be cold. So
This is my salute to Willie Nelson and Jerry Garcia.
yeah. But anyway, since we're going shorter distances, it's not as big of a deal. On some of our practice hikes, I like to wear shorts around here because it's just so hot. And I did get attacked by mosquitoes pretty good. So I'll be wearing pants on the trail
So that is true. That is true, because I have not been bitten
through the jeans. Yeah.
through my jeans.
So maybe there's something to that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I really do know what I'm doing.
Yeah. And I did buy a special hat because when we were hiking, the black flies were like flying into my eyeballs and up my ears. And It was terrible. So I bought a hat that has like a mosquito net over it. So it looks kind of like a beekeeper. So I'm going to bring it because if I'm getting attacked like
So
that,
you've got to balance out
yeah,
the need to be cool versus
Yeah.
looking goofy.
I think that ship sailed a long time ago. So, so yeah, I'm not going to get bit up. I might look really funny though. I also pulled out my old army pants because I'm like, well, these would be
Yeah.
perfect for
No,
hiking.
no, they would.
They would.
Actually, I
That's what
believe,
they're made for.
and you know what? I believe you said that they would be hot, but I believe those are made to breathe.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, that's the reason they're
Yeah.
worn.
So, or I may go back to REI and like get some cute hiking pants. I don't know. So I can look cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
to that. Cool.
Yeah. But generally speaking, wearing a hat's a good idea just to keep the sun out of your face.
Mhm.
You know, you don't, and one of our anti-aging tips too is not to get too much sun.
Yeah, what about sun protection?
Absolutely. Sunscreen is very, very important.
What
Bug
SPF?
spray. Yeah, at least 35.
35?
But that and wearing a hat is important to protect your face because you don't want to get a sunburn. So,
And remember when we were up in the Andes, I don't think we'll have a problem in the Appalachian Mountains because they're
Yeah.
not as high, but the sun,
Yeah.
even though it didn't feel like it,
Mhm.
it was much more intense. It's
because of the
you-
elevation.
Yeah, you can get a sunburn easier.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what we found
Now
out.
all of you know that.
Yeah. So we've done some training to get ready for this trip. And for me, I wasn't worried too much about myself because I do some cardio, I do some weight training. But what we're planning on doing is much longer in duration. So it's less intense, but longer. And so that stresses your body a little differently. And the elevation changes too can, put some pressure on your hip flexors and your ankles. So, I felt like we should practice a little bit so that we're not uncomfortable when we go out. So how do you feel about your training so far? How's that been going for you?
I felt that increasing my intake of carbohydrates was important, and the reason being I want to put an extra layer of fat between me, and so I have something in case we get lost.
Well, last
on
week we
land
talked
there.
about the sugar diet and how it will help you store fat.
I am going to attempt
Right.
to be a guinea pig for the sugar
Right.
diet.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
That
I think you're already doing it.
That coupled with McDonald's.
Yeah. So I encouraged you to do some stair training,
Yes,
right?
you
To get
did.
your cardio up.
Right.
So when you go up an incline, your heart rate will naturally go up.
Right.
And that can be uncomfortable if you're not used to it.
Yes.
So doing a little bit of cardio, getting that feeling, and then taking a few deep breaths and slowing your heart rate down, I think that's really good for you
Sure.
and you. So we have been practicing. We do have a hiking trail in Flagler County, and we have several, but we've been going on Graham Swamp in the nature preserve. So that has a 2-mile hiking trail, which has some modest elevation changes, but it's not too bad. And then it also has a biking trail, which is more challenging. And so we hiked on that a little bit too. But that's
Lots
where
of
the bugs
bugs.
got me. Yeah.
Lots of bugs.
Bugs.
The
Well,
swamp.
it is a swamp. Yeah.
That should have been the clue.
Yeah. So I do think the bugs we've already encountered are probably going to be it probably won't be as bad
Right.
on the actual trail, especially.
Right, because last time when we went, we've been on this trail before.
Yeah.
There should be nothing. The 6 miles we're going to walk.
7, 8,
Right.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. It's all good. And, plan for a little extra. So we were talking a little bit about nutrition. So when we're hiking the trail, we just have to bring enough food for the day.
Right.
What's the first snack you're going to pack?
Oh, peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
So I like peanut butter and jelly a lot for hiking because it doesn't go bad.
Right.
It's really easy on the belly. You don't want to eat something that's going to kind of,
Right.
upset your tummy.
Right. Reflux would be terrible on the trail.
Reflux would be bad, but
I should bring antacid.
having to
just
use
in
the
case.
restroom might be worse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do for that? Let's talk
Okay.
about that, Dr. Amy.
So they do have privies on the trail, but
What?
they have toilets
What?
here and there, but the one I saw was overflowing.
Oh,
and stuff.
you wouldn't
there's
want
no
it.
way. No way.
Oh, it's like being at Wani.
So
Yeah,
I
terrible.
believe you're supposed to bring your waist out with you if you.
How are you going to bring your waist
in
out?
a
with
little Ziploc? I don't know. Or we can just try to go at home and
That's going to be rough. Bring toilet paper,
Yeah,
I guess, unless you
absolutely
want to
bring
use
toilet paper.
leaves.
you don't want to do that. Yeah, there's a lot of poison ivy on the trail. You don't want to use your leaves.
Right.
So
Okay, so we've identified, because this is really important, especially to everyone who has survived COVID. Get as much toilet paper as you possibly can.
Yeah. So
Have your toilet paper
So
available.
you just need a little bit for your day out on the trail, like, plan for emergencies. Like
Hey,
we said.
what was that? Why was toilet paper so important during COVID? What were people doing? What was that?
That was just
Why was that the most important
panic,
thing?
mass hysteria. It was silly. So I want to talk a little bit about safety. So you had some concerns about safety when I first brought this up, and you did a little research.
Yes,
And
I did.
What'd you find out?
I found out that there have been people mauled by bears.
Okay. Yeah. And how often would you say that happens?
That happens. What was the ratio? It was like, I think
1 in 3 million.
Yeah, something like that. 1 in 3 million. So there's a chance.
Yeah. So I think there's more of a chance of being struck by lightning, which is also a consideration out there, right?
I didn't look that up.
Yeah.
I should look that up.
Yeah. So, I mean, the general thing.
What do you do if there's lightning out there?
You look at the weather report first, and
So checking your weather report before you ever go out.
and those are always accurate. But there are shelters out there. If you can, obviously you can look in the sky and see if there's a storm coming.
And also for the bears, securing your food.
Right.
Not leaving your waste products around or
Right.
your food products.
The bears will eat your food. So
Because that'll attract bears.
again, I think that's more of an issue for campers, like when they have their food at their campsite and the bears will come eat it. Right. So
clean up your site.
For the most part, the animals typically aren't going to attack, like unless you make them feel threatened. So most of the time, they're just minding their own business.
Mostly black bears, and black bears are shy.
Right.
And so they're not going to purposely come to attack you unless you mess with their cub.
Right. So you don't want to do that.
Don't pick up a cub.
And it's still unclear. We've had different advice on what to do if you encounter a bear. Do you make noise? Do you make yourself big? Do you make yourself little? We don't know. So if anyone does know, please write to us and let us know.
Let us know what to do.
So, and the final thing is just preparing emotionally for the journey.
I'm a mess.
So one thing for me, it takes a long time. So even during our little practices, we're going to be out there for a few hours. And I'm just used to getting my workout in and getting out. So I just have to.
Why are we doing this again? I forgot.
Because we need goals.
Oh.
Goals are very important.
Those things.
So one thing I'm preparing myself for is to slow down, which is part of the purpose. Right. There's a lot of meditative qualities to walking in the woods.
Yes.
And I'm thinking it's going to be good for me to just chill out, unplug, get with nature.
And guys at my age know there's no searching for a bathroom out there. If you need to go, you can go wherever you want to go.
Okay. Anyway, we got to go, but have you ever walked your dog and your dog has to kind of mark every single mailbox? That's what it's like walking in the woods with you. Jerry was here. Anyway, so again, I think this is going to be a great adventure, and
I think it will be.
I can't wait to tell everyone about how it went after we do our trial run.
Yes.
I think this is going to air right around the time we're hiking, so that'll be really cool.
Well, good. So I'm glad you're excited.
Yes. Thanks for joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
All right. To our listeners, do you have tips for us on hiking? What do we do if we encounter a bear? Or are there other topics you would like to hear about? Please send me an email at radiantpodcast2025@gmail.com. Check out past episodes on Amethyst Wellness YouTube. And we're now featured on Apple Podcasts and all your favorite platforms. Please subscribe and leave a 5-star review with a quick comment. It really helps us reach more listeners like you. I'll be back next Saturday morning at 7:30 with more expert insights and practical strategies to help you live your healthiest, most energized life. Until then, stay healthy, and here's to your best life.